What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back for another live Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle against a subscriber/follower on Twitter. Today we are going up against Luis in a UU battle. We are going to be bringing the same team that we brought the last couple of videos. This will be the last time that I'm using this team. We'll change things up next time, and everybody knows that I don't stay away from PU and NU for that long anyway, so that's probably where we will end up. But that is besides the point. Before we go over the team here, in case you need a refresher, just a friendly reminder, if you haven't done so already, and you would like to show your support, feel free to do so by clicking that like button right below this video. That does help out a lot. And so do all of your comments, thoughts, suggestions, and all of those things down in the comment section. There's always some great things down there. And I've been getting a lot of good ideas from your suggestions too, so keep up the great work. Now, should probably go over the team here. We have our Choice Banded Mienshao, which has been putting in a lot of work. It killed something with a U-turn from max health in the last battle, and that kind of just boggled my mind. I know it was a Meowstic, but still made me happy. Then we have Physically Defensive Vaporeon. We have Offensive Utility Crobats, Offensive Utility Crocodile with Taunt and Stealth Rocks. The Crobat is our Defogger, by the way. So we can get rid of any kind of hazard shenanigans. We'll see what he's bringing here in a second, if he has any hazard users. And then we also have our Choice Specs Porygon Z, which just kills everything. With a Choice Specs and a download boost, if we get the special attack boost, we're essentially at +2, so it's like a free Nasty Plot. Although we will be locked into a move. I think I'm running Tri-Attack, Shadow Ball, Ice Beam, and T-Bolt on it with a Timid Nature, so we can outspeed some things, hopefully. And last but not least, we have our specially defensive Trevenant, which really hasn't seen that much work, so hopefully it can get into a battle here. This is a very threatening team. This is an extremely threatening team. I see the Mega Beedrill. I see the likely Choice Scarf Darmanitan. Noivern is very quick, faster than everything on my team except for Crobat. And I have nothing to outspeed the Darmanitan because I don't have a Scarfer. So that is a thing. Kingdra, that's probably going to be the Scope Lens Focus Energy set because that's what everybody runs. He does have 2 Rapid Spinners, but his team is very weak to Rock, so it makes sense. I don't know if he's running Rapid Spin on both the Tentacruel and the Donphan, but they don't have reliable recovery, so we can wear them down. Regardless, I'm going to predict the lead into Donphan, and that is exactly what he goes into, as I'm going to lead off with Crocodile, get an Intimidate off, which is great, and I can taunt him, so I can prevent him from setting up Stealth Rocks, and then I can either knock off his lefties to get rid of his Sturdy, or I can set up my own Stealth Rocks and switch into Trevenant, because Trevenant will spin block for me, and it beats Donphan one-on-one. He could knock off my Berry at that point, if he carries the knockoff, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. We're just going to go for the taunt, and he doesn't go for Stealth Rocks, he goes for the knockoff, so our Life Orb is gone. At this point, he knows that I am at least packing some offensive presence, because if he just saw the Intimidate, he could potentially think that I was fully defensive and had lefties. That is not the case. I am going to go for Stealth Rocks here. I really, really want Stealth Rocks up on this team because that prevents Beedrill and Darmanitan from just U-turning all over the place. And that U-turn spam will hurt my team, especially if he does get rid of Crobat. So that is a thing. That is, I keep saying that is a thing. I really need to stop saying that because that's like my default filler statement, and it gets old when I say it 5 times in 4 minutes. So, yeah, we will see what he wants to do here. He could try to... He might just go for the double knockoff. That's very, very possible. I would not put that past him, because he may think that Trevenant is going to come in here and try to spin block, and getting rid of whatever berry I would be carrying is going to be good for him. I don't think I mentioned it, though. I am carrying a Lumberry. It's a Lum Rest set, not a Citrus Berry set. I think the Citrus Berry set is just annoying, to be honest. I've used it before, and it's very effective, but it's just annoying. So, I don't know. We're going for Stealth Rocks. Going to set that up, and I think he's going to knock off, and he does. He does go for the double knockoff, so that does absolutely no damage whatsoever, which is good. Now he might go for the EQ, or the Rapid Spin. He's probably Stealth Rock, knockoff, EQ, Rapid Spin. And Trevenant can take an EQ very easily, even though I'm not physically defensive. And it would pretty much force him to switch out unless he wants to get burned. So I'm going to go into Trevenant. Because, yeah, if he goes for EQ, that's going to do nothing. And if he goes for Rapid Spin, our rocks are going to stay up. So we shall see. We shall see. Beautiful shiny Trevenant. Oh, such a gorgeous shiny model. He does go for the EQ, and that does not even 30 HP, as his taunt is going to wear off, so he can set up Stealth Rocks here if he wants to. And now it's just a question of, do I want to set up Leech Seed, or do I want to go for the Willow? I would think he might want to try to set up my rock, or not my rocks, set up his own rocks here. And that's why I'm kind of tempted to go for Will-O-Wisp. He could predict that Will-O-Wisp and go into Darmanitan, which would be bad. I do have Vaporeon to wall that. But having Darmanitan just come in for free is just bad news. I don't know if he's going to want to switch it in on Roxo and take unnecessary damage. Especially because he has 2 Rapid Spinners. I'm just going to go for the Willow. He is going to withdraw. He's going into Darmanitan. I know he's going into Darmanitan. I just said that he was going to do that. I still clicked Willow. Leech Seed was probably the safer play, but I really didn't think he was going to want to switch this in on rocks if he could help it. I mean, that's fine. Free 25%. Now the question is, do I have to go into Vaporeon here to take a Flare Blitz? I think I want to make a play. I think he's going to U-turn. He's going to predict me to go into Vaporeon, and he's just going to U-turn out, and that's going to do nothing to Trevenant, and I can either double Willow to Willow whatever's going to come in, or I can just Leech Seed and get some health back, and I'm kind of tempted to just click Leech Seed. Because if I stay in, and he U-turns, I'm going to go for the Leech Seed. He has to go into Tentacruel, though, so that's the end of that sentence that I didn't finish. He does go for the U-turn, thankfully, because if he went for Flare Blitz, I was just dead. Just freaking dead, and there was my spin blocker gone, but thankfully we made the correct play. That's a little bit ballsy of a prediction, though, on my part, this early in the match. That could have turned out really bad. But I had a feeling, I don't know. Sometimes you get that gut feeling, like you just feel like you're reading your opponent right. And I felt like I had it on lockdown right there. There's been times where I felt that and I was completely wrong, so there's that. But sometimes it's good to follow your gut. So he does go for the U-turn. Yeah, he has to go out into the Tentacruel, as I figured. He's going to get hurt by the rocks, but not much, because it's a Tentacruel, and we're going to get some HP back from the Leech Seed here. So that is a good time. We can also burn this, because Tentacruel is not going to beat me one-on-one. And he can't get rid of hazards as long as Trevenant is here. The most he can do, I mean, I guess, what do these things normally carry? Rapid Spin, Scald, maybe Toxic Spikes, maybe Acid Spray, maybe Sludge Bomb, Ice Beam. A Sludge Bomb and Ice Beam could be a problem, but I am specially defensive. So I feel like Birch could take that on kind of sort of well. And he may even want to switch just because he's seated. So I'm kind of tempted to just click Willow here, just to get some more passive damage on this thing. Because the worst that happens is that he goes back into Darmanitan and takes another 25%, and at that point, if he Flare Blitzes, I can go into Vaporeon, because then he's definitely going to click Flare Blitz. He's got a lot of pressure to remove this Trevenant and get rid of those rocks, because his team is so weak to them. I could also go for the Phantom Force, just to get some extra recovery. But, yeah, I'm going to click the Phantom Force. And he does just go for the Toxic Spikes. Okay, good play. Good play, and that doesn't really affect Trevenant too much because we have a Lumberry. But, yeah, we're going to want to get rid of those Toxic Spikes, I would think. But we have Crobat for that. So the question is, am I going to have a chance to set up rocks after that? Because I really want those rocks up. I really, really do. I may even just deal with the Toxic Spikes just to keep my rocks on the field. So, yeah. I would guess he'd want to stay in here. Yeah, he's just going to set up a second layer of Toxic Spikes. And we're going to deal not too much damage to him, but it's some damage. Wow, that did a lot. That did a lot. He's going to get his Black Sludge recovery. We're going to get our Leech Seed, and this Tentacruel is just about dead. which is great, because it just is. It just is. Tentacruel's a problem. And that means if we can get rid of those toxic spikes, if I decide to defog them, he won't be able to set them up again. Now I'm going to go for Willow, because I don't think he's going to stay in. He is going to withdraw. Show me Beedrill. No, you're not going to switch in Beedrill. That's not going to happen. You're going to go into Kingdra. Okay, fair enough. And hopefully this Willow connects. Does it? Yes, it does. Good job, Birch. Birch is putting in some work. Birch is making up for all of the missed time in the last two videos where he did absolutely nothing. So that's cool. Kingdra's burned. We have some passive damage on that, and he's almost back up to full health, too. So that's cool beans. This is probably focused energy, so I'm kind of tempted to just go for Leech Seed, and that's what I'm going to do. You can set up that focused energy, that's fine. The question is, are you special or physical? If you're staying in to set up focused energy, I'd assume that you're special. Although, I don't think he has a cleric on his team, so if he's physical and he's burned, he might just be like, this is useless, and I'm just going to sack it, basically. So that is also a thing. So he's almost down to 50% after all of this passive damage. And the question is, what is he going to go for now? If he goes for, like, Ice Beam and gets the critical hit, which he will because he has Focus Energy now, that's not going to feel so good. I am specially defensive, though, so I can take that. Or I should be able to take that. Kingdra's only, like, base, what? Base 95 special attack? I feel like it's around there. Let's see. What would be my switch into this? I guess it would be Vaporeon. And I can recover off the damage. But I'm also tempted to just click Phantom Force, to be completely honest. You're not going to switch this out, are you? You're going to go for an attack, because you set up Focus Energy. I'm all over the place right now. What is wrong with me? My goodness. I'm just wondering how much that's going to do, though. I don't want to just sacrifice Trevenant needlessly when having those rocks up is important. I think my best play is to just go for the Phantom Force, and he doesn't have the Ice Beam, I guess, because he goes for Dragon Pulse, and that does well over half, which kind of stinks, but we're going to get some Leech Seed recovery, so that's nice. And actually, I think we just beat this Kingdra, because with the burn and the Leech Seed, he outspeeds us, he can't attack us this turn, and Phantom Force is just going to kill you. Pretty sure it just takes you out. We don't even need to rely on the Leech Seed or burn damage. There's really no reason for him to switch out now, because this thing is pretty much useless. It doesn't outspeed too many things, and he's already set up anyway, and at such a low HP range, we can just go for the Phantom Force, and not that we had a choice because we were locked into it, and the Kingdra goes down, so crisis averted there. That could have been kind of bad if he started tearing through my teams with all those critical hits. So now Darmanitan, maybe? Or Donphan to knock off my berry? I mean, I don't know. I don't know what his play is here. He's in a tough spot. He really needed to be able to get rid of those rocks beforehand. And Darmanitan has a lot of pressure on it now because, and even Beedrill does, because he has to switch it on rocks, and they like to U-turn. So this thing outspeeds me, and it kills me with a knockoff. Or it probably can just kill me with a Poison Jab or a U-turn, to be completely honest. Is it worth sacrificing this? I don't think so. I don't think it is, because he still has Donphan, and I kind of want to be able to come back in and then spin block if necessary. So I do have Crobat, which takes nothing from its stab moves. U-turn is quad resisted, and Poison Jab is not quad resisted, but still resisted hit. The only thing you could do is knock off. I mean, I guess I could predict him to protect here and go for Phantom Force. I'm just going to go for rest. I'm going to predict the protect and go for the rest. And get back to full health, potentially. Or he's just going to kill me. And no, he just goes for the knockoff, so we're dead. We are dead as can be. Goodbye, Birch. I guess he had no reason to protect there just because he already outsped me. But some people go for it anyway. So that kind of stinks. We need to make sure that that Donphan is destroyed. That's what we need to make sure. His Sturdy will be broken. If we can get Porygon Z in safely, that just kills it with a tri-attack. So that is a thing. I'm kind of tempted to just go into Crobat and Defog either way. Even if it takes the pressure off of his Beedrill and his Darmanitan. Just to get rid of those Toxic Spikes. I'm going to go to Crobat regardless because he can do almost no damage to me. All he can do is knock off. And Brave Bird one-shots you, so there's no way you're going to stay in. No way you're staying in here. You do not want to take hits on this thing. So, I would imagine he's going to go into Donphan. That makes the most sense. So, Brave Bird could kind of do some damage to it and at least put it into a range where Lefties is not going to be putting him back into his Sturdy and such. So, that's what I'm going to go for. Because the pressure is higher on him. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, the pressure is much higher on him with the Stealth Rocks up than it is on me with the Toxic Spikes. Because I also have Heal Bell with Vaporeon. So it's not the end of the world, even though he has 2 layers. He stays in and goes for knockoff. What? That does just about half, and our Black Sludge is gone, but Beedrill is done. That, I don't think, was a good play. Even if he was predicting a Defog there, I could take 2 of those knockoffs. And yeah, the recoil kind of does a lot to us, and we might just be dying soon. Wow. I was not expecting him to stay in there at all. I was expecting a U-turn. Or maybe even just a hard switch. I mean, I guess. Anything that wasn't him just leaving Beedrill in to die, basically. Now he's going to go into Donphan, because I can't really do anything to it. Brave Bird doesn't do much. And I guess we could just Defog, because I can set up Stealth Rocks again with Crocodile on the Donphan, if I wanted to. So I might as well take the opportunity that he's giving me right here, as he goes for the Ice Shard, and that is not going to kill. We live on 4. Get the Defog off. So we do need to try to make it a priority to get up rocks again, because Darmanitan is a thing. And I like having the pressure on it. I like having pressure on Darmanitan, because that thing is a threat, and it kills everything that's not named Vaporeon and Suicune. So, yeah. I think Cap is my switch here, because knockoff will do nothing. We get an Intimidate off, and yeah, he can't really do much to me. So, wait. We've seen EQ, knockoff, and Ice Shard. Did we not see Lefties either? Is he Assault Vest? No, he goes for the Stealth Rock. Did he show Lefties? I just completely derped on that. So he does have the rocks. And Crobat is dead now. I cannot come back in with Crobat. So he doesn't have Rapid Spin. Okay. So we can just set up Stealth Rocks pretty easily then. Because, yeah, Stealth Rock, Ice Shard, EQ, knockoff. Those are his 4 moves. Tentacruel has to be his Rapid Spinner, and that thing's just about dead. And I don't know that that can come in on really anything on my team other than Vaporeon. So, I'm just going to go for a knockoff here in case he wants to switch, and he does want to switch. And he's going to go out into Darmanitan, predicting the Stealth Rocks this turn, and that might be dead. Oh, he just barely survives. His Choice Scarf is gone, and this is great because I can just sack Crobat here. I mean, or I can go into Vaporeon and save Crobat to sack it off later. But instead of taking damage on Vaporeon, I mean, this Crobat is going to do absolutely nothing for us the rest of the match since it is our defogger, and it dies since rocks are up. And that's the play to make. That is the play to make. So come in here, Batsy, and you're going to die to the Stealth Rocks, unfortunately. But you did well taking out that Beedrill. So he is going to go for the U-turn, which does nothing, obviously. And I do now outspeed him with Mienshao. So I can just come in and, I guess, U-turn. And go back into Crocodile. And now getting up rocks really isn't that important. So we may just lay off that. I'm happy I went for knockoff and not Stealth Rocks there. Because I thought he might try to get cheeky and switch in Darmanitan, predicting that. And that pretty much just crippled this thing. He's only got 1 Flare Blitz left in him. I don't think you can rely on Tentacruel to get rid of the rocks here, so he's just going to sack it. And goodbye, Darmanitan. Threat gone. That and Beedrill out of the match is huge for my team. Because we didn't even have to bring Vaporeon in. How does that happen? How do you eliminate Darmanitan when you have a Vaporeon on your team and not have to even bring it into the battle? What? What is life right now? I could predict him to go into Donphan and switch in Porygon. And I don't get a download boost because it's via U-turn. But if he goes into Donphan, actually he gets to see that I chose Porygon Z and choose, so he's not going to bring in Donphan because that just dies. Never mind, just forget everything I just said because I'm just rambling about stuff. I'm just rambling. Story of my life. He's going to go into the Tentacruel. This is just going to die. But if he's expecting me to be either Scarf or Specs, he can see what I lock myself into, so there's that. And I'm just going to click Tri-Attack. There's really no reason for me to not click Tri-Attack. Are you just sacking this at this point? I'm kind of confused. The only thing I can think of is that he's trying to see what I'm locking myself into. If I was Nasty Plot right now, I might just win. Because he's got Tentacruel and Donphan, and I can't remember his last Pokemon now. That could be an issue. We killed Beedrill and Darmanitan. What is that last Pokemon? I do this all the time. I always forget one Pokemon. Always forget one Pokemon. He's going to go out into Donphan, and his Sturdy is going to be broken. Oh, no, it's not. Just kidding. Just kidding. I defogged away my rocks. Oops. I'm just going to go for Tri-Attack anyway and get damage on this. This is going to take you down to Sturdy, probably. And yeah, it does. Can we get like a burn? No, we don't get anything, and he's going to go for Knockoff to get rid of our Choice Specs. Well, thank you very much, good sir. Because now I can choose moves. And this Donphan is dead. This Donphan is as dead as can be. I can't remember the last time I saw a Donphan that didn't have Rapid Spin. That just strikes me as so strange. So strange. We'll go for the Ice Beam as he goes for the Ice Shard, predictably, just to get some chip damage. And that kind of does a lot, because Porygon Z is not the bulkiest thing in the world. PZ is surely no P2, that's for sure. They're in the same family, but they're completely opposites. Okay, so now we get to see what that last Pokemon is. Ah, yes, the Noivern, I forgot. I was worried about that because everything but Crobat on my team is outsped by this thing, and actually, that could be a problem. That could be a problem. Now, as for the common sets this thing likes to run, it could be Scarf, it could be Specs, it could be Life Orb, it could be Focus Sash. So many different things. So many different things. He's Dragon Pulse, so he's probably not choiced. Most of the time, they don't run Dragon Pulse and Choice at the same time. They tend to run Draco. So that just kills Porygon Z, which is unfortunate, but yeah, we weren't going to be doing much with that anyway because we get outsped by this. And I really hope this thing doesn't have Roost. I really, really do. He probably has Flamethrower. He could have Focus Blast. That could be a problem. That could definitely be a problem. I guess we can just try to knock off whatever his item is. It's not... He's got to be Focus Sash. He has to be because, like I said, I don't think he's choiced with Dragon Pulse. That's just not common. Not to say that he wouldn't do that, but it's unlikely. And he's not Life Orb. That does so much damage. Wow. That does a ridiculous amount of damage. And Knockoff does well over half even without the Life Orb, and he was Focus Sash. So that is a thing. If he does have Roost, that's not going to help him too much now because Noivern is pretty frail. I guess we just leave Cap in to die. I mean, he did what he needed to do by getting off damage. I think we're going to have to rely on Vaporeon to win the match here. So, yeah, this Noivern's going to get a couple of kills. As Cap did what he was supposed to do, he really played a decent part in all three of the battles. So I'm pretty happy with his performance. Mienshao just dies, pretty sure, because it's a Mienshao and it's frail as can be. I don't know if Dragon Pulse kills it, but he could have Air Slash. Or Hurricane, I guess. And now we just need to Scald Burn this to death. If he has Roost. No, he just goes for the Air Slash. And that does not really do much at all. So he's going to need some serious crit flinches to win this match. We do not get the... Oh, we do get the burn. So that Noivern is going to be dead next turn. It is going to be dead. I hope he doesn't have Roost. So we've seen Air Slash and Dragon Pulse. Guessing he doesn't have the Focus Blast because he didn't go for it. That would have OHKO'd Crocodile, and he just goes for the Air Slash again. And there, he gets the crit, but no flinch, and Scald is going to take him out. Pretty sure, because he had like no HP. So yeah, Noivern goes down. Yeah, he really needed some crit flinches there. Really needed some crit flinches. And I don't know what the calc is for Noivern Air Slash on Mienshao. I would assume that's an OHKO, but I also had Protect, and Air Slash wasn't doing that much, so I think we had it in the bag either way. But anyway, that's going to be it for today's battle. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you very much for the match, Luis. Looking forward to the next one, of course, and that's pretty much all I have to say. So if you guys enjoyed, please make sure you're leaving a like rating or a comment, or whatever you would like to do, of course. And I will see you all next time, but until then, game on.